big step that will be, we go from 3,000 people in a system and we have issues to, the world's your oyster at that.
I mean,
but that's fundamentally a lot more work for CCP.
This does have the potential, considering that we're not going to have anywhere near the number of client crashes that we normally have in big fights. This does have the potential to be able to set up a new highest,
biggest fight. Most people.
Biggest fight. Yeah, most people in the biggest fight. I couldn't figure out
most people in the system at one time.
Yeah, the largest amount of people in one system at one point.
But I thought it was a server problem. They couldn't handle that many people fighting at the same time.
No, the server side of it has been, well, it's part of it for sure. Sorry for just popping in.
No, it's great.
Sorry, dude.
Okay. There's still a server side of it, but the server has been improved a lot in the last couple of months as well. We haven't really been able to stress test it because we haven't had a really, really big war ever since the Goon incursion north, or the Goon attack on the north, or whatever. And so we don't really know. But from what we can see on a large scale, like 1,000 dudes in local, server has been running a lot more stable. And then it just, comes down to people's computers eventually as well. And this should really help with that. Oh, unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend a mass test myself because I was at work. But
it's amazing. Yeah, it's just kind of speechless, really, because you can see the artillery cannons off a Titan shooting from the POV of the Titan. When you have all this stuff
so when you play
on.
the game in high graphics, it actually looks gorgeous, but you never get to.
You never get to, right?
Yeah.
It's all theoretical. Oh, there's an explosion off in the distance. Oh no!
Is it still going or is it done?
Still going.
The test is officially over, but there's the remnants of a test superfleet that's just playing around and giving Matterall eye candy to drool over.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, we were watching it earlier, and it's we're up close on Titans in the middle of the thick of it, really, and I'm seeing stuff I haven't seen before, like molten.
You should try turning the sound on as well. Apparently, there's a sound when you put a dread into siege.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Eve has sound.
All kinds of sounds.
What is this magic?
There was lots of sound going on when I started fighting, and I was like, I literally cannot hear Matterall. I have to turn it off. I even had the settings set up.
So got up to
close to 500, maybe over 500, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 500 was the peak, and considering it was on duality, so this is like probably 2 nodes at most for the whole New Eden. Because the funny thing is Poitot was actually put onto its own super node before the fight.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't say super node, but it was put onto its own separate node, shall I say? Because when the test started, test already had a few characters in Poitot ready as Sino in positions, and we all got kicked out because it says a node is being moved. And then the tie-dye hit everywhere else, and Poitot was completely at 0. It was hilarious.
I've never seen a rev look like that. That's amazing. It's shooting. Wow. Yeah, this is like a different Eve. I know I'm sounding like a cliche or whatever, but to be inside of a fight with graphics this high, it was always theoretical.
So this is kind of weird. We have way less people on grid right now, and we're down at 10% tie-dye now. And we were at about 40 or 50% tie-dye during the actual fight.
I mean,
someone reprocessing Titans in a station or something.
I mean,
remember you be able to crash shit if you just reprocess a bunch of stuff in a station.
It's a creature
on the test servers.
It's entirely possible that maybe CCP's putting new systems back onto this node. Because you can dynamically move them, off and on, if you take a system off a node or put it back onto a different node, it does remap it and it does disconnect stuff. But if you have a fight going on a node that is just on that node, and
all the other empty systems can then be moved off cleanly without impacting anything else, is what usually happens.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like, you know, maybe CCP's like, you know, at like, all of those god rays are fucking awesome.
Yeah, I know. Did you see that? Go back to that that rev. I think it is on the right, not the rev. The Leviathan up above, just above. On
you see
right.
those missile launchers off?
That's wild. Yeah, that you see.
But yeah,
you can see the green gate glow reflecting off one side of it, and the sun reflecting off the back side of it. I don't know if that's new, but that is what I was saying earlier. When you're working with 2D graphics, it's the shadows and the highlights or the motivated light that really sell an object as having depth and scale. So, you know, now you can, if you have graphics up high, you know that shadows makes the whole place look completely different if you shut off shadows. But this with this motivated reflecting light, it's just that much stronger.
Well, the moment when ray tracing comes in, so when you saw those missiles come off then you would see the reflections in the metal of the Leviathan hull from the rocket motors. So you'd see them glow orange from the rocket motors for that brief period of time, and they'd go back to their normal green from off the gate. That's just going to send Eve into another universe in terms of visual quality.
But it's not just visual quality in a still frame. We're going to be able to be inside of it when an actual fight is happening, that's what's exciting to me. Like,
well, it's just imagine you call for all the Erebuses to Doomsday something, and like your whole fleet is just bathed in green from the Doomsday.
Yeah. Oh, there goes that. What's going on there? Missiles? Those missile strikes.
That's a Ragnarok Doomsday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looked different than a usual missile.
The inside,
because it's so close
between the hull and the shield of the
Rev.
Revelation.
It's just gotten crispy. Look at that. Oh, this is the death of a Revelation. Oh, just got fried like toast.
Yeah, I mean, see, the thing about Eve looking beautiful is I think a lot of new players might not know, but like I always appreciated that like there's Eve can like look really fucking amazing. It's just that you don't really get to appreciate it as much, and I don't think that like even though if it does become possible now with the 64-bit client, I still don't think I'm gonna play on high graphics because you're usually still you're just zoomed out. You're not zoomed out for graphic purposes. You're zoomed out for so you have a better overview of what's happening on the grid. But there is those occasional moments where I'm just sort of sitting on the underg of the Keepstar or where I'm like boating through a system, and then I just like turn my graphics up to high and I just appreciate the way the game looks. And it's just like a moment of silence and peace basically for me. So I've always said that the whole the fact that a game that is 15, 16 years old looks that amazing is incredible.
Yeah.
It's the capacity of us being able to showcase and appreciate it now.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully in like large battles when you do commentary now, you can do high graphics and then just like it'll look amazing. For sure.
Yeah, to actually to get in there and actually show what's happening instead of just describing the overview, right? Essentially, this is a whole different experience. Let's this amazing footage. Commander A's, you gonna show us something? Let's see what this looks like. Are you ready to switch over?
Yep. So I'm currently running the camera with the 3D mouse with high graphics. So this is going to be some. I try and do this on my stream, and I've been playing around with it, but you don't get an example like this very often.
Right.
And it's just such a pretty game.
Look at that! We're moving through space, like it's really putting you there. The Leviathan.
It really is.
On the left.
And a lot of this judder that we're seeing is more about the tool that you're using to screen share than the actual game itself, if that's correct.
Yeah. All the stuttering you're seeing is unfortunately our conferencing tool. So imagine this at I don't know 30 or 60 FPS and just running smoothly. That's amazing. So he just floated us right through that fight. Ah, that's amazing.
That's what I'm talking about with the 3D mouse. Like it has that. You jump up to that next level in terms of cinematography.
So, question:
I'm getting one. We got
when
to get that.
when the 64-bit client drops onto Tranquility and is actually working, how long before CCP persuades someone to kick off a massive war for one of these cinematography free advertisements?
Oh, this is stunning. This changes everything.
Like this is.
I would like to note that the equipment in order to do this, despite the fact that it's a joystick that is maybe 3 inches by 3 inches, is about $150. So, being able to do this comes at a cost for the user.
Yeah, it is a professional, like
look at that
computer design tool that you're using. It's not like it's a gaming mouse or something stupid like that.
Look at how the green glow of the gate reflects off these the wreckage all around it. That's just amazing.
Yeah, for the G2 number one, all the choppiness you're seeing is because they're screen sharing using a I forgot what it's called now.
It's a corporate video conferencing tool. Like that's essentially what it is. It's not meant to be.
I have it on high graphics, but it's also user error. Like I'm not exactly sure how to get the max quality out of it, but maybe this is all they can represent. The FPS is definitely a limitation.
But Commander A's, can you confirm like you're seeing this at like 30 plus FPS at the moment?
Explosion.
So I'm actually getting this at 144 frames per second right now.
Wild. I honestly feel like I'm beyond 2D now, right? We're floating through a fight as it happens.
And the cool thing about this camera, like we can go down and venture through the wrecks for the test fleet, and some of this jitteriness, like I can bounce the camera around, is just me hitting the joystick with the muscle twitch or something. But you can effectively fly around, chase ships around.
Oh, look at this rag!
Chase fleets.
This rag's firing on something. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Oh, they're killing Oracle up here.
Oracle.
He's in core.
He's actually.
Let me throw things up so I can shoot at him.
Darkness Oracle sitting up there.
How far away is he?
23.
I gotta line this up. So I can give a little tutorial on how to fire a bosun here. See this little dot down here?
Oh, look at that down there. You see the Leviathan lost.
Oh yeah, he's getting DD'd.
He's getting nuked. Too late. Go in close. What's that red thing? Oh, you're aiming at him. I don't think he's going to be there when you're done. Oh, there he goes.
No, he's dead. That's going to get the pod for sure, though.
Can you zoom in on that?
Yep. Let me.
He's getting close into. Look at the wreckage getting thrashed too. Wow, that's so cool looking. Oh, goodbye.
And like you can do some like cool stuff with the cinematography for this, and, like chase the explosion around.
That's cool.
If there's anything you guys want to see me do, like just let me know. I'll fly around, take a look at the different ships.
Yeah, Seraph Paticane there is re-emphasizing that all the strobing is coming from the tool that we're using to share screens. So this is all butter smooth. And that's a special mouse, right? Special mouse.
Yes, this is a 3D Connection 3D mouse. You can get it off Amazon for about $150. You don't need the more advanced versions that go up to several $100s a piece. But you're only going to want to get this if He's shooting at me.
Yeah, someone's shooting at you. Well, this is the mouse. So the movement, the fluidity of the movement is because of the mouse. But what you're looking at is the capability of seeing everything up close. That is the new 64-bit client and people's ability to use more of their RAM to stay in the game. Instead of being capped at 4 gigs, we would have been out of here a long time ago and disconnected, and the client would have been closed. But with this new client, essentially have unlimited RAM, and people have been getting up to 10 gigs. So with that kind of capacity, and you're also seeing reflective light, I think, which is new because this client can actually represent that well. So the green glow of the gate, you're seeing that on the ship there with the deep shadows and the anti-aliasing, all this at full max and butter smooth. What you're seeing is the artillery cannons going off on this Ragnarok.
What you're seeing,
Wow.
Is basically what
powerful.
the art department have always wanted or always sort of desired everyone else to see Eve look, and now finally it's being realized, like in a massive fight.
Yeah, it's a complete unlock of some drama for people who really want to see it. As Killer B said, and as Elo was saying in Discord earlier, it's like who watches this in high graphics?
Moloch on grid.
Oh, that's not a Moloch.
Did Honey actually survive, or did he die? I'm fairly certain he died.
Oh, that is a Moloch. So you're gonna kill it. It's just like you. When you find a beautiful thing, you're like, I'm gonna poison it and put it in a jar.
I mean,
oh no, it's an ISD. It's ISD.
Oh,
ISD Moloch. Oh wow,
even more rare. Very cool. Look at that thing go. Oh, it's got the green glow on it. It's fantastic.
Anyway,
so you can see the competing light shadows, the green from the gate and the light from the engines as they're warming up.
Wow, so cinematic. So cinematic going behind those engines. That's impressive. Oh, look at all the blood on the on the hull.
The colored kind of like internal like orange lights.
Can you get behind the Moloch again to see those engines?
It's actually really good because if you get behind it, you also get the God rays from the sun as well.
Oh, look at that underneath there. It's just amazing. Oh yeah, look at the sun.
You're catching the light from the explosion down there.
And you got the
off the ship.
You got the particle effects from the actual engines as well.
Well, I'm excited because I think people who don't play Eve and have just heard about it are going to see it in a way that they can understand it a bit better. And that's going to be really spectacular. That Moloch looks really intimidating with that light. Oh, I feel a doomsday going over my head here.
I think I just got hit with a doomsday.
No. That was the
that
was the Ragnarok. They'll go hit.
Oh, ISD is going to go down here.
Oh,
okay. Sorry, I gotta do a little bit of kill securing here.
This kill mail doesn't count. I don't know what you're running for. Oh, that's how you.
Why are you running?
Oh, doomsday.
Oh, he's screwed.
Did he just jump out?
Oh, he did.
Oh, he just jumped out.
He took off. He scared him away.
That right there is like that is a Battlestar Galactica style move.
That totally.
That wasn't even Sino. I think he just ISD'd himself out of it.
Yeah.
No, I think
it looked more like a gate jump. Yeah. Oh, is this on a gate?
Yeah. We're right on the gate. So
got a mark time to highlight that. That was hilarious.
Yeah. Here I am talking about securing the kill, and he just
baited you out completely.
Yeah, the rags look great. Those cannons just look awesome on it. This rag is hiding in the wreckage. I don't think people can tell if it's wreckage or a ship.
They get some duct tape, it'll double its size.
Yeah.
Start tacking stuff on.
Yeah, total junk
So-
lord.
Don't mind me, I'm just wreckage.
The other thing, if people haven't noticed, is that they changed the design for gates in terms of like the graphics around them. So you get the different emblems and stuff like that. And this was all added in the last year here. So all of these like holographics are new. And this glow on the inside that kind of flows through it.
Yeah,
is new as well.
I love the way it gives you information now about how many ships are coming in. You can see the light rays coming to it. So the difference between
bumped off something.
The difference between 10 people coming versus 60, 70 people coming is noticeable.
I'd like to hear. I'd like to hear from CCP just to see how that test went, because I actually asked, were they expecting this many people? Because they got over 500 in total. I remember when X and Y Fleet had left the initial staging of FD-TAC, Test jumped its super fleet into stage prepped, and there was still 200 and something odd people in the staging system after the CCP fleets had left.
Moloch's back.
Moloch's like a butterfly.
Your Titan, by the way, A is bumped, but it bumped and moved forward as well, and it looked like it just decided to sort of it just looked pretty fucking awesome, dude. Like, it literally just looked like it ducked underneath a whole bunch of wrecks and just emerging up from underneath it. You've got some damage down on the bottom of your ship, by the way. It's looking a bit toasty.
Yeah, I'm not exactly doing so hot on my ship. I gotta swap ammo, so I'm not even hitting them.
Well, you're down to 30 frames per second, actually. Yeah.
It's been bouncing around. This is not my normal fit, by the way. Like, this is not like you don't do this except when like a mass number of your own guys are firing off AoE doomsdays, nuking your cap. Watch a Moloch die on screen here.
Well, I'm seeing it off the side. Are you not centered on it, I guess?
I'm somewhat centered.
Okay.
Anyway, I gotta go do IRL stuff, but
yeah, I gotta wrap this out too. But how cool. Uh-oh, there it goes.
I think that's a doomsday.
Is that a no. Oh, it didn't blow up. Just wait.
I think it's in the process of blowing up. It spawned the wreck early, though.
Yeah. Look at that. What a hybrid. Oh, look at the explosion. Explosions are
beautiful now.
Yeah. They're different. Oh, that's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Here comes the brightness. Those explosion rings are really, look below it. It's amazing.
And now everybody on the gate's back to shooting each other.
Wow, that's amazing. We're going to wrap out. If you haven't seen it, watch the last 20 minutes of this video. Because that is where really we take advantage of getting in there and seeing what was going on. So fantastic. I'm really stunned. I think that's Eve is going to be viewed. These big fights are going to be viewed on a whole different level. And this 3D mouse, by the way, is a great addition to this. Well, I hope you guys are as ecstatic as I am.